Hey friends, it's Rabbi Jenny Solomon here at Beth Meyer Synagogue with a Mincha Moment. This week's Torah portion is Metzora. It is often combined with the Parsha from last week, Tazria. And again, it deals with all kinds of issues related to the body, especially when afflictions of the body, things out of the normal, things that in ancient times would indicate that somebody was unwell and was very much flush with their own vulnerability, their mortality, and would make it so that they couldn't offer sacrifices, they couldn't give spiritual offerings until there was some kind of transition ritual to shift that person's orientation, again, body and soul all as one, from a place of sickness or impurity, ritual impurity, into a place deeply rooted once again in life and well-being. All right, well, that's the background. Over 30 times in these combined Torah portions, Tazria Metzora, the phrase V'ra'a HaKohen V'hine is mentioned, which means basically that the priest looked and hine and beheld. So it's almost like a mantra that gets repeated again and again throughout this section of the Torah. Look, behold. Look, behold. And I want to apply this mantra to our own lives. I think this is an incredibly helpful mantra and practice, spiritual practice in connection with the work of healing. And I think it's a very powerful practice as we take in the events unfolding in the world right now. You know, when we're healing, and of course I include myself in this idea, we want action. And not only do we want action to go from difficulty or physical or spiritual pain to healing, we want to know not only that that's going to happen and happen quickly, but we also want a prognosis. You know, we want a doctor or a rabbi or somebody to tell us exactly how long it's going to take, what the healing trajectory will look like. Very unfortunately, healing rarely unfolds according to plan. Good doctors, and I would argue good rabbis, based on wisdom and lived experience, can often give some helpful parameters for how long things take to heal. But anyone who has moved through a sickness or illness or who has lost a loved one knows that the timeline for grief, the timeline for healing is very unique and cannot be predicted exactly. And so this mantra of look and behold, again and again, just examining where we are in this moment, taking that in, is actually the best we can do. And the same thing goes for the events happening in this world. I am still sort of reverberating from the aftershock of Saturday night. I imagine many of you are as well. And there's this impulse, I know, every time I consult my favorite news sources, like, what's the latest? What's happening? Where's this going? What's going to be the line of events that unfold from this event on Saturday night? And none of us know. And even as I check back at the news again and again, I'm really saying to myself, look and behold, this is what I know right now. And here's the thing about our spiritual practice. You know, in most of life, we sort of see and then react, see and react. What our spiritual practice helps us do, I think, is to see and then to see again and to see again and again. to create some space between what we see and how we react, so that we can first formulate a wise response rather than just a knee-jerk reaction. But also because the truth is none of us know. None of us know. We are entering into Pesach, where we are encouraged to ask questions. And I think growing up, I thought about the night of questions as really an entree to a whole series of answers. And the older I get, the more I see the wisdom of the rabbis, that it's a night of questions, many questions which we cannot answer at all. And life is more about living with those questions, asking good questions, opening up and unpacking those questions with good people that we care about, rather than finding clear answers. So wishing everyone continued strength and patience as we look and behold, we see, we take it in, we see again, holding ourselves in humility and knowing that we don't get answers to all of our questions, and we don't always know. We never know, actually. We always never know what will happen. And we trust that if we can stay in this present moment and just look and behold, we can find goodness, we can sense healing, and we can cultivate hope. Peace. Shalom.